Live. What's up? What's up? What's up?
What
Usually
up? What up?
takes a minute maybe here.
What up? What up?
I'm just gonna keep saying what's up.
Yo, so what everybody been listening to this week, man? Aside from the little kid.
Wow. I found myself listening to a little bit of Miles Davis.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Miley Cyrus, okay.
You know, a couple of songs here and then,
What album? What album? Anything specific?
One of my favorites is Bitches Brew. So
Oh yeah, there you go.
Miles Davis got an album called Bitches Brew.
yeah.
Is that like NWA in Miles Davis, or is that just like Miles Davis?
No.
I never heard
it's
of it.
actually like a classic Miles Davis album.
Wow.
Yeah, it's dope.
So Miles Davis was a trap rapper. Okay.
All
right. I've been rocking out to some real heavy rap music. Simply Red. Listen to Simply Red. What my joint by him is The Stars, and then the other joint is Something Got Me Started. That joint got me through my week.
I don't even know what's Simply Red.
Simply Red, Something Got Me Started. I give it all up for you. Yes, I would. That joint right there. It's old school joint.
You said it like that?
Yes, it's actually just like that. Like honestly, it's kind of almost identical to that.
Is it like 80s shit? Like what
it's
do you mean?
80s, yeah, it's 80s pop.
I'm trying to remember what you're talking, man.
See, I'm looking up on Wikipedia right now.
Yeah, it's just on it. With like this.
I'm sitting here thinking he's on it like, hold up.
It's this, no, you know how every generation is this one white guy with a bunch of soul.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy in that era that had like way too much soul. What's the song everybody would know about him? Holding Back the Years. That I'll keep holding on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was Simply Red. Like everybody, that he was that one guy. It was Bobby Caldwell and Simply Red.
Yes.
And Simply Red carried over into the 90s as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, those two guys right there.
He was sampled a ton too.
Yeah. Oh my God. Simply Red was sampled way too much, dude. Like crazy. Bobby Caldwell also. And like that Open Your Eyes joint with the Common with the light they sampled for the light for Common.
Yeah.
That drink was fire. He got a drink I was playing for you, Grimace, called Carry On, and it's almost like identical to Tyrese Sweet Lady. Like it sounded like they took Sweet Lady right from that
beat. Same scale.
Mm-hmm. Same beat, like it's the same thing.
Bobby Caldwell, man.
Yeah,
that's classic right there. So many people have done his music for sure. I've been going further and further down the Afrobeats rabbit hole, and just like learning a lot about the different rhythms and stuff like that. So, Yemi Alade, that's what I've been listening to. Yeah,
she's big.
She's big, yeah. But new to me. So it's so good, man. That stuff is like just the rhythms and like there's a lot of like tricks going on there with like the percussion that I'm trying to figure out. I'm like trying to crack the code over here.
It's interesting trying to crack the Afrobeat code.
I got a loop pack and it has this Afrobeat track in it, and it's really, really nice. And they do a couple things there that I'm trying to break down for sure. I gotta show you, P. Gotta show you some of that trickery going on there.
Look up a Yemi Alade song called Johnny. That's like a really big tune she had back in the day. That's always gets the club jumping, man.
Okay, I will. Johnny. I'm looking at shit up right now.
Yeah, guys. So I got something to show you guys. I got a surprise.
What?
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it.
Yes.
He's not even sitting down over here.
I know exactly. Hold on. Good thing I don't have it loaded up yet. I thought I did, but it disappeared for some reason. What's
Yo,
this?
your backgrounds be crazy, bro. What is that? Like a Buddhist temple?
That's not background. That's where I really am right now.
What?
I'm just being stupid.
It's his actual wallpaper.
Now, what I need you guys to really, really understand that this is not final, and that I really shouldn't be showing this, because sometimes when you show people stuff and it's not final and they look at it and they freak out. So, you know, I think I have some opinions as to how we're going to change the colors to this. But I really like the designs. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I think it's cool. And yeah, I hope you guys at least like this preview. Not final, work in progress. And I'm not even going to tell the audience at large what I'm showing right now, simply because I just don't want to let that information out until we're 100% ready to go. But I feel like this would be a fun time to surprise you guys. So
P has a surprise.
Here's a
I'm listening. I hear you. Yeah.
Here's a quick surprise, y'all. Y'all ready?
Share that screen.
Ready.
Drum roll, please.
Just don't get us no copyright tag this week for everybody to share.
You know I'm good for it, though. You know I'm good for it.
He about to share a Michael Jackson conversation. That's what I'm working on.
You know I'm good for it. You know that's my steez. All right, here we go. Let's go.
Oh,
okay.
Shoot. Oh.
Aha. Aha.
That is
and I'm
nice.
taking it down in 5, 4, 3,
screen
2, 1.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's gone.
Okay.
Surprises on the stream.
Yeah, that's it, guys.
All right. Well, let's open.
Was that an alien cat? Tell me more about this alien cat there.
People who are listening to audio only are going to be like, what just happened?
Right. Like, what? It was an alien cat.
Yeah, anyone listening to audio, we just saw some artwork. That's
matter of fact, anyone listening to audio, go to YouTube, but then hit like and subscribe, and then watch and then share, and then everybody will know.
Picture perfect segue. Awesome. Well played, sir. Well played.
All right, so I'm going to kick us off today. Let me share my screen really quick because I got some visual elements here. All right, so this is episode 35. 35 weeks. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I was trying to think about
it's a new day.
Should we have like a big celebration on week 52? Because that would be a full year.
Yo,
celebrate.
Listen, man.
Well, here's the thing. Are we going to do it the number of episodes, or are we going to do the actual chronological anniversary of it?
I don't know. What should we do? That's open.
I think it should be the chronological anniversary. What was the first? What was the date of the first episode?
I think I was looking. I think it's somewhere in like late June. So we're kind of close, actually.
I think it should be the date.
You think it should be the date? Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? We could have a special episode on the 52 week also. Why not? Right?
Yeah.
But this is week 35. We've been getting into messing around with the loop packs. And this week we kind of did something different. We wanted to showcase some loops made by a dope producer. His name is Strong Maurice. And I'm kind of active on Twitter and interacting with the producer community. Everybody's very positive. This is another dope producer, but also very positive and supportive. And he makes dope music. So he has music out right now. His name is Strong Maurice. He has about 8 loop packs, and he's a multi-instrumentalist, and he's based, I believe, in Australia. He might actually jump on the stream if he could make it and say what's up to everybody. But if you go check him out on Twitter, that will bring you to his link tree. His link tree has all of his links here. So you can see Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Twitter, all that stuff. And then his new album that he just dropped, so we can go back, and then his low hype loops. So what we did is we looked at some of his loops He has a bunch of volumes of these loops. It's a lot of guitar stuff, keys, you name it. Volume 7 is the Lazy Sunday loops that we're going to focus on and that we made beats around. So today we're going to showcase those beats. And so big shout out to Strong Maurice, A, for making these loop packs, B, for just being dope, and also you know, supporting other producers online.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
and you know, I would say support what he's doing. Check out his music. It's pretty cool stuff over here. So let's jump into it. We said that we would spin the wheel to see who goes first today. So we're gonna get to see 4 different beats made by 4 different producers just using these loop packs. I'm gonna spin it right now since
the wheel will reveal your soul.
Oh,
that's what happens when you don't do dummy spins.
That's what
I was just going to say.
That's what happened. Y'all be hating on my dummy spins, yo.
Oh, I'm not mad, man. I'm not mad. You know, I never fold under pressure.
What pressure?
What pressure? I see no pressure. All right, cool. Well, if y'all can keep talking for like 12 more seconds, you know, y'all would be doing me a great service. Yeah, just like 12 more seconds. You know?
Oh my God.
No, nothing like that.
Listen, man, if we was at the casino and that wheel, the booker would be tapping you on the shoulder right now. Like, come on.
All right, full disclaimer.
So nice to have
full
a dummy
disclaimer.
spin.
My beat isn't layered. I forgot to layer my beat. That's all. I'm not making the beat.
Wait, you know what? Do you really need like a minute? Because I
need like just a couple seconds.
Okay, well,
we'll give you a free dummy spin. How about that?
You call me a dummy?
As long as you acknowledge the power of the dummy spin, we'll let it spin.
There's no power in dummy spins, yo.
Just admit that was a dummy spin.
Yeah, that was a dummy spin. Okay.
There we go. Okay, let me roll it back up over here.
No, you good.
You said 12 seconds, right?
I'm good. I'm back. I'm good now. Y'all ready?
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
In my engine.
It's just gonna another minute of all right. Let's do it then. All right, let me go.
Whatever, man. All right, go ahead and mute up, everybody. I'm about to share. So this is my beat today. When I will open it all the way down here, and yeah, big shout out to you know, the Lazy Sundays. But I did what I normally do to a beat. So much respect to you, brother. Here we go. All right, so big shout out to Strong Maurice for that Lazy Sunday sample here, man. I kept it in the vein of the Lazy Sunday, but I flipped it my way. So I'm gonna break down what I did with the sample, and the full beat breakdown will be on a separate video that will be out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But I will break down right now what I did with the sample here. So I took the sample. Let me go play the actual sample first, and then I'll show you what I did with it. Yo, and big shout out to him for allowing us to actually have samples we could play, right? Like, like we could play these samples. So here we go. Hold up, we got a controller on here. I need to. My board not connected. 1 second, guys. So I flipped it backwards. So I'm gonna play the sample real quick, but I'm gonna play the forward version of it, and then I'm gonna show you what I did with mine. So. So that's what I grabbed. First of all, that drink funky, and I love it. So here's what I did with mine though. So I flipped it backwards, so it sounds like this right off the jump. So I love the changes, and I love how pronounced his changes are. So I use that, and I use that to my benefit. So I did this here. So what you're hearing is two of the samples playing. The low is off on one and the high is off on the other. So the one you just heard, this main one right here, the high is on. And I didn't want to add a bass because this already has some bass in it, and it was already like low heavy. So I didn't want to add a bass that would be conflicting, and I didn't want to take the low out because I liked how this bass was like abstract. So I just took this part. And that's my beat for this week, guys. I'm gonna open it up to the fellas to answer any questions. But again, that full beat breakdown will be available tomorrow on our channel here, right around 8 p.m. So stay tuned for that.
Fire. I really enjoyed this. Like I said, I had a bop to it. It definitely, very good manipulation of the sample, reversing it and then chopping the reverse. Giving it a completely different feel. Yeah, dope, bro. Great job.
When do those drums come too?
So the drums, oh, come on, man. Y'all see the name right there. So this is a Cymatics kit. Well, not kit. This is a Cymatics loop. So even though I did not win the challenge, I still rock with Cymatics heavy. So I grabbed a beat. I grabbed a drum sample. So this is the drum sample that I grabbed. Mm-hmm. But I just chopped it. Yeah, I chopped that because I never used.
That sound nice and heavy too.
So the sounds were already crisp and heavy, so I didn't want to do much with it. So I went ahead and just chopped it. So I'm gonna just solo out the drum section. 1 second here. Gotta activate it here.
Drums. Yes.
That's the whole thing right there. So yeah, that's how I did it. Basically, I just wanted to chop it up because it had a lot going on. But I like this. I like the sounds that were accented in the beat. And to me, I wanted to move them around, create a separate rhythm. So this was really what carried the track right here. So it was real, like when I first heard the beat and I heard those sounds, I'm like, yo, I could really do some like Feel It in the Air Tonight, you know, Phil Collins type, how that beat carries the track and then it completely doesn't exist inside the beat anymore. I kind of wanted to have that kind of feeling. Like once he plays it, it's so persistent in the beginning, but then when you drop the whole beat in, you don't hear that anymore. So it's like,
yeah.
So that really was like I wanted to go with something real like varied. Because I didn't want to add too much into this beat, even though I played like the horns on the keyboard and stuff. But I didn't want to add too much percussive distraction because it was really active on a low end.
Yo, I like this. And if I'm the island boy, you are Mr. Sax Man. Okay. This is like the third beat in a row almost that you had. Nah, I don't know. 2 beats in a row. You had like some serious.
Yeah, it's definitely the third one.
Sax Man.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing. I appreciate y'all letting me go first. And now I'm out the way. So, you know, dummy spins aside, P. It's
no dummy spins?
No dummy spins.
Whatever y'all do.
No dummy spins today. It had to be consistent. Here we go. Next.
Corey's next.
Oh. Yo, why you call it like that?
Just saying. I saw what it was at, man. I knew it was gonna be on him.
Yeah, that was a weak spin, man. I wish I could like click harder.
That was pre-beard Corey in that Zenny commercial.
I'll take it. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Mute my engine.
Looking like a pack of Skittles on that screen, man. Yeah. You about to play some candy for our ears?
A lot of tracks.
In the great words of Grimace, it's glitter coming out of my speakers already. I'm gonna mute up, man. Go ahead and rock this beat.
I'm gonna say that to somebody just in real life. Yeah, can you mute for a second? Can you mute up? All right, what's up, everybody? Episode 35, Strong Maurice loops. So I'm gonna play my track and break it down a little bit. So here we go. Word. All right. So that's the beat. What did I call this? Strong Chops. That's the name of this track, Strong Chops. So I'm just going to focus on what I did with the samples. And let's start off with all this craziness. So I took really every single one of, well, maybe 4 or 5 of his loops. And I had a really crazy idea where sometimes when I listen to loops, I get stuck into the chord structure or what's built by the person who made the loops. And I did something different. This time I basically just took the chords that he laid down on his loop, and then I pitched them into making them exactly how I wanted them to be in a chord progression that I built. So the chord progression I built was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a six chord kind of progression. And it allowed me to take 1 chord from loop number 1, 1 chord from loop number 2. I repeated and did something different on loop number 2. And then I did something on loop number 3, took another chord from there. And loop number 4, I took another chord. So each of them are kind of like all over the place. And I'm just going to solo the Strong Maurice loops so you could hear the chord progression that I built. So I'll play. So that's the loop I built basically using some of his chords. And just to show you how that looks, when you go into Logic and you go into the sampler, you know, this is just one of those chords in his A minor to D minor 9 loop. And I pitched it, or actually took the tempo down by half. And when I just played this chord, you'll hear that, but I pitch it down 2 half steps. So this is the real key. So I'm just taking that A minor, going down 2 half steps, and now it's a G minor, right? So that's kind of like the theory behind how I built this little loop section using 4 different loops of his and just picking out the chords. So one cool thing about his loop pack is that all of his chords are really like layering in guitar, layering in Rhodes, a lot of different instruments, and they're really textured, which is what I like. Another one of his chord examples. So this is pitched up 1 full half step. So it's going from, you know, B to C minor, or I'm sorry, C minor to D flat or whatever I have it. So that's like the theory behind the whole thing with what I did with his chords. But you'll notice that this didn't even come in until like a third of the way through the whole beat or halfway through the whole beat, because I wanted to kind of reverse engineer this and build from there. So once I had that chord structure built, then I added guitar to it. So you know me, you know I have to play guitar, and I came up with this like really cool little like raking technique that sounded like weird harp or some shit, I don't even know, and added a vinyl crackling in there to make it sound like a sample. Sounds like really dreamy, right? But then, you know, that just was kind of inspired by those chord changes, right? The other thing I did with his loops are I just created this. Same thing going on, just with like filtering. So it sounds like effects kind of like in the middle of the song. One of the cool things I want to show really quick, and I'll kick it over to you guys, is on Logic, you could use like a pedal board, just like GarageBand, right? GarageBand is like the little brother of Logic. So I use the whammy pedal. So on this second chord, you could hear that I'm going up an octave. Like pitch in the middle of playing a chord, you're going from the low end to a full octave up. And then I did the reverse on the next time that this chord plays, which is right here. I went from a high pitch to a low pitch. So I just wanted it to sound like a little like weird and lo-fi and kind of like all over the place. And then really the star of this whole thing is the 808. Like this 808 is funky. Just build some drums off of this, and everything is not quantized, so it has that live feel. Added some shake-a-day and some tambo just to give it some texture. And then real quick, I made another beat. So the second half of this beat is in 3/4. And this is something that we've been talking about for a little bit on the stream, is doing something at an odd time. So I want to hear more hip hop in 3/4, and that's why it changes. It sounds really weird. This half of the beat is not even really finished, but it's just kind of like, what would happen? What would happen if you went from 4/4 to 3/4? Would it sound too jarring? And what I'm doing there with his loops is just kind of doing a descending type of thing, all reverse chops of, again, his chords turn into my chord structure. So that's it. That's the beat. I'm gonna open up to everybody.
Damn, son. Cheeky, you really bodied it this week. I really like the 808 as it drives the entire record. I think the switch up at the end into 3/4 time was a very bold move, and I'm glad that you experimented with that. That would be interesting to see what somebody would do with that sonically, to make a record, or even just as an instrumental track. Overall, you did a lot of intricate things with the samples, just like E did. You guys really did a good job just really messing around with everything that Loop Pack had to offer and still making it your own. So good job using all the technical skills and also the musical skills to make this beat.
Appreciate it.
I feel disrespected, man, by that mic drop at the end where the cassette reel just stops.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I feel like you was like, you know what? I'm gonna just put this here for these guys and just boom, I'm done.
That switch up joint was crazy.
I'm done. Bow.
That was crazy.
That's cymatics like there too. That's cymatics. That's from the.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's like, I don't know. I think it was like snuck into the Zodiac pack or something.
Okay. I like it, man.
Yeah, if I had more time, I would have like made drum transitions to that second section or made it more interesting. But
yeah, that was dope. I
like it a lot, and I like how you kept it in the vein of like the energy of the song. Is like, the mellow, chill, lazy feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's really like.
It sound like you didn't you did it straight up, like you didn't quantize anything.
Yeah, I just played it on the MIDI.
Yeah,
I was just kind of feeling it. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't want to go and edit shit. I'm just gonna just play
it out
and do
dope.
it.
That's dope.
All right, we got a wheel spin here that's about to happen.
Dummy spin, please.
Dummy spins. It's gonna be P.
There's no dummy spins.
I'll land on P. Look at where the wheel is at. If the wheel is where it was,
put his name twice.
Here we go. Next up is.
I told you, it's wherever the arrow is aiming when you start it, it's gonna land there.
Is that how it works with the 50%? Now we know it's half, huh? Jeez.
The numbers, man. The numbers.
My turn. Huh. All right. Let's do this.
Engine's muted.
I need a second.
No, don't mute our engines that soon with P. He has to change his headphone. Got like 3 minutes of silence. Excuse me, hang on.
Yeah,
set.
A couple. Can y'all hear that?
Can you hear?
The color change, headphone change.
Oh, color change.
Yo, it was just like burnt sienna before, man. What happened?
You guys know I change my color every time.
All right, MJ.
MJ. Okay.
Michael Jackson.
I know who MJ is.
I mean, you look at real MJ on your screen right now. I mean,
all right, I'm ready to go.
Let's do this.
Gentlemen, please mute your engines. My name is Piso Earthtone. This is my Lazy Sunday rendition. It's called Lazy Sasuke. And let's go. All right, my bad. I went for kind of long. So yeah, so let me pull up the actual sample first. If I can find it real quick. Lazy, and this is the CM7 92. All right, this is the guy right here. So it was the very end of the sample that I actually sampled to catch it. So I basically just chopped it and found a nice little loop. And I kind of didn't really want to play around with bass. I haven't had a lot of luck with bass lately. So in a crunch, I just decided to do it 1993 style and just clone the sample and EQ it completely differently though. So I added the amp bass, I EQ'd it the low end, cut off the high end, compressed it a little bit, and it gave it a little bit of a different vibe so I can have some low end. And I knew I wanted to have a chorus and a hook section because just to add some type of variety. So I found another section of the sample that I liked a lot. Then we add the bass again. So this just matters just cloning the chop into a different channel and then EQing it completely different, using completely different EQs and bass amps and stuff like that to make it sound like a bass. Just a lazy way of making a bass. So then let's talk about some drums real quick.
Hey-o.
Doing my drums, Grimace Heat Smith style, separating them into different tracks. Got my kick, I compressed it, I put some EQ on it. I don't know, for some reason I wanted less kick. I don't know. I just didn't want to go crazy with the kick. Nothing crazy. But to try to be sparse with the kick. Snare, I layered 3 different snare sounds on top of each other and just varied them a little bit just for a little bit of effect. Hi-hat, yeah, I had 2 different hi-hats and an open hi-hat. I just can't stay away from the open hi-hat. Oh, something interesting I did with the hi-hat, that's right. I messed around with length. I noticed that if you take a hi-hat and just edit the hi-hat down, you get a more like choppier hi-hat and it sounds better. Like instead of letting the hi-hat every sample hi-hat sample has a kind of a length, right? And it kind of has a sustain right after it, especially if you put reverb on it. But I find that making your hi-hats a little bit choppier by decreasing the length of the actual hi-hat and even interrupting it, like what I've done here. Like the length of this hi-hat is supposed to be like this, right? But I brought it back to here. It's a small addition. It's not that big of a difference, but when you listen to it, it just gives it a different feel. You make sure your reverb is in there and all that, so it still has some type of sustain. And we throw that together with the sample. Last thing I got to talk about is my crowd chatter. So I've been experimenting a lot with crowd chatter and random vocal samples. Just trying to find any type of randomness that I can create into a loopy percussive type of element into my beats. Just because I feel like it's just fun and it sounds cool. So this is what I found. And I think part of this is also EQing it. And I added a little bit of a delay. I just found the elements of it that I could just hear. And I also wanted it to be in a way where you can hear it, but you can't really hear it. So it's in the beat, but it's not in the beat. So you don't really focus on it, but your brain is still receiving it as information. But it sounds really clear when I take out the main sample and I just leave the bass samples in. And this is the 1993 style of hip hop. This is what they used to do all the time back in the day. For the verses, they would just tune out the high end. But that's where you can really hear the sample in the back. For like a subconscious cerebral feel. So yeah, that's it. And with that, I'll turn it over to my brethren and them.
I like this, P. And first off, that background stuff, the talking is great. And that's like I only realized that when somebody drew and like highlighted that on your screen while I was playing. So it's definitely back there, but it adds that texture. It's almost like a nice little hiss happening where you know what I mean? It makes it feel liver. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But and then also really, fun technique that I forget about, you know what I mean? Just like the old school way of just kind of like taking the highs out just to get some natural bass. That's a nice one that you pulled from the classics.
The archives.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
That was dope.
I enjoyed trying to figure out where the sample was gonna go.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like you shocked me when you dropped the beat because I was already rocking to a different point in the sample. And I love when songs do that because it means they're catching my attention. Like when I'm rocking to a sample and then it comes in at a different spot, I'm like, oh shit, this is the beat. So it like naturally makes me pay attention. Like, okay, so what else is gonna change? So yeah, I like that. I do want to send you a virtual like fist. Like I want to fight you fist because I noticed that you've been keeping random people talking in your samples and your beats lately. Random people have been talking in your beats lately. Ever since we talked about that Lupe Fiasco gold watch sample, you've been keeping random people talking in your beats lately. So I just want to make sure you know that I know that you ain't low with that. You know what I'm saying? I see you.
Dynamics.
Yeah, I see that. I see you. Because I'm like, yo, wait, where was the sample where they was talking? But I had to think like, oh, this is P. He sampled people talking.
yeah. Definitely. It's
yeah, where that come from? Out on the streets?
I mean, he did reference that Lupe Go Watch song because that's the first time I heard it done in that way, and I love that beat so much because it's such a unique hip hop beat.
Yeah,
it's such I just noticed that like I feel like sometimes I thought about adding so much extra to this beat, and maybe it could use a couple extra elements, but I feel like it's an element you can add to your beat that'll never kind of like push it over the top,
Yeah.
So
especially the way you looped it. Like the way you looped it makes it feel like there should have been like it was part of the sample. Like, you know, it was people talking in the background, like a live sample. And I feel like that when you do that kind of stuff, it really like adds personality and flair to the beat, because it's like, okay, when is this person going to talk again? And then you try to hear at what point in the loop is this happening. And now you're like, okay, what were they saying? And you try to dissect all these pieces of this sample before you know it, you're into the song, and you know what I mean, you're already on the wave. So
Yeah.
Yeah, where did you get that audio? Did you go and use your phone?
I went to YouTube and just found some random audio chatter. You know, I dig deep and just try to find something that's random enough. And also I manipulate it so much. I'll take like 10 minutes of crowd chatter and find, you know, like 20, 5 seconds and sample it. So I do it in a way where I know I'm good for getting us sued and stuff like that, but I don't think there's any way anyone can would be able to find this random crowd chatter. It's so obscure and such a small part of it, and I manipulate it. So, but I do, I should do that. I should just make my own samples. Just go to a public area and just with my phone and just grab people talking. But too bad,
Yeah, go under the boardwalk.
under the portal. Yeah, like a real troll, right? Just lurking in the
shadows. All right, man. Spin the wheel, man. Who's next?
Officer, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? I'm just gathering samples.
I'm sampling you, sir. I'm under arrest still. You're under arrest.
Before you know it, you got a beat with that whole conversation.
Y'all want to sample the cop that choked on his gun while he was trying to arrest dude, and dude like saved his life? You ain't see that video?
No.
Dude was getting apprehended, and he was about to cuff the guy, and the cop started choking on his gum, and so he couldn't even finish arresting the dude. The dude gave him the Heimlich, and got the gum out, and he was like, and he was prepared to get arrested, and the cop was like, you know what? Nah, just go, keep going. It's on YouTube. It's funny as heck.
I thought you were about to say the cop still arrested him.
Nah, it looked like it was about to go down that way, and the cop was like, nah, man, you saved my life. I owe you. Go ahead, just keep going. Yes.
Wow. Hey, so man. I guess I'll go, guys.
Yep. Do it. My engine.
Mute your engines. Play. Once again, shout out to Strong Mo for these lazy sample loops. These joints is crazy. I'll play you my idea of one of them. Here we go. So let me see. Let me start off on how I where I got the sample, which loop I use. Let me see. I can show y'all this one. I'll play it for you. I use this one. So what I did was, is, I like to go against the grain, try to make it my own. I reversed the sample like Brother E did, chopped it up, reverse and chop. And let me show you what I got. Let me play the pattern, how I did it. What I did was I took that and I slapped my two favorite plugins, RC20 and Peel, just to get that effect of, just getting all the mids and a certain spacey effect. And I printed it out on this track. Let me play it for you. It would take out a lot of the heaviness and just, focus more on the mids and the highs a little bit. Add a little RC20 after I printed it just to give it a little spacey sound to it, spread out. And the heavy bass was shout out to Illmind. Again, one of my favorite loop packs this dude be putting out is crazy. But a nice sub heavy bass I use for that. Hold on a minute, you gotta say that. Very deep, almost transparent, but real heavy, like it's dense. I love basses like that, you know what I'm saying? Also behind it, I played that pattern. Now, that is actually a native plugin from Ableton, which is dope. I like the spacey sounds, almost, it's an ambient sound, so it's like, I love those type of sounds spread out.
Yo, can you turn that up just a little bit? Just that sample.
The sample or the one I was just playing, the pattern I was just playing?
The pattern you're just playing. I like that. It's like,
yeah, it has a little arp on it, like at the end, and it gives it a warp, which is dope. So when I heard that, I was like, yeah, I got to jump on that and try to put it in there. And let me see what else I got in there. Okay. Added a little percussion. Trying to think what. Oh, I got this. Shout out to Apollo Brown. I got one of his loop kits from my man, and this is like what they call it, a dirty. I forgot what they call this thing. Dirty. Oh no, that's not it. I think it's this one. Oh no, actually, that's not even it. That's a native plugin from Ableton I use for that one, which is dope. Also, this is native too. So I went local on a lot of sounds. I didn't use too many foreign plugins. Keep it, nice and simple. Everything in house. So, and the drums. That's definitely the Blap kit. Put it on. Snare. Hi-hat. What's that? A little hat. I like to single out my percussions. Like, I don't like to use the same hi-hats for each tap. You know what I'm saying? I like to switch it up so it gives it like a natural swing. Like these is two hats. Use two hats, switch it up. So it almost sounds like a ticking. And add it to this one right here. It gives it another dynamic, like it's all together. Like it's actually one hand playing all of them. So that's the basics of it, kept it nice and simple, nothing crazy. These are my bongos. I added in the intro, a little dramatic on the intro, so just add a little spice, and that's it, man. Any questions, fellas?
Two hats.
Two hats.
No, this is a joke, man. I like it. First of all, another one of those samples that bring you in. You're like, what the hell is about to happen? Because you're like, yo, this shit just like really, I don't know where it's going. I know I like it, but I don't know where it's going. And then when that first kick hit, it's like, ooh, you just sit back and you just shut up. Like, yo, wherever they're going, I want to be there. I don't even know where we're going, bro, but I'm right.
Yeah, but it's dope, man. The loop was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was so dope that I didn't really want to just do a beat around that loop. I wanted to kind of make it my own, because that's how I feel about like a lot of dope samples. Like sometimes you just can't take the easy route. You know?
I think he tricked us too. I think he tricked us, you know what I'm saying? Because he gave us such fire. Like how you give us those hot samples. Like what we supposed to do with those, huh? Like what we supposed to do with this? You make perfection. You make perfection, and they'd be like, yo, sample perfection. Like, for what? Why? Like, no need to. So I like what it represented, and I like, the lazy concept of it. And I think it was really, really that's exactly what it says. Like, it was a lazy Sunday, chill kind of beat. And I really feel like I have that energy, already when I listen to it. So I couldn't sample it forward without taking away from the energy it already created. So had to flip it backwards. So I kudos on you for this. This beat is dope. I like the kick, and you are the king of the low end on these
oh man,
basses.
That's
and
what
kicks,
I was gonna say, man.
Dude, wow.
Wait, Grim is all his drums are just like so crispy, man. I know you're using. I gotta get Illmind's.
Yeah, you have to get Illmind's black kit.
But if you had like a real system in your car and you played that beat, that's the shit that would just like rattle
everything. And that's what I love. I try to keep in mind just, you want your mids to stand out and stuff like that, but I think your lows should be real heavy. You know what I'm saying?
It actually came, so I'm on, iPhone regular headphones, and this isn't really known for like a low end, but you could hear it on that.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, I love that. I love that low bass.
Nice and heavy.
You feel like you're in a car, like riding. You know how you sit in the car and the bass hit, and you can't do nothing but just sit still. Like you hear that,
catch your breath.
Through your computer.
Yes.
It's like, yeah.
And I like that you made the loop your own. I think we all did that this episode. A lot of it.
I
Just
was
like
about to say.
Just like you were saying, it's like all the loops are so good, but then I think we all were trying to go the same direction. Where like we can't just add a snare.
Yeah, just no snare. It won't seem fair. It's like this guy's cheating, man. We running a marathon and he jumps in half the race.
Yeah, the snare fair.
Yeah, so it's like
I
like the process.
Really dope manipulation of the sample. Really dug it for sure.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Man, you're gonna have to hold a class on how to make the kick and the bass, kick and the 808 go so well together. You're gonna have to hold a master class on that.
I'll definitely show you some of the tricks I learned through time.
Yeah.
Time and headaches, dude. Especially when you running, like if you running an MPC or something and you running your kicks and drums and analog mix down and man.
I love it, man.
Well, for real, you really do have to. Seriously.
Yeah,
can you teach me some moves?
I definitely, man. The first thing is try to get you a multi-band EQ, like at least seven band EQ.
Yeah.
This way it give you some dynamics on the EQ.
And are you just using Ableton's or are you using a plugin?
I'm using I don't know. It said local. Hold on, let me reshare.
It was kind of crazy.
So this is the EQ I use. Say AU Graphics. I don't know if you guys have it on Ableton, but I I think this came with my computer with an Apple.
It doesn't exist on Ableton, man.
Yeah, that's Apple. Yeah, that's the AU joint. That's
Yeah.
You have a Mac?
Yeah.
You're on a Mac using Ableton?
Yes, he is.
What?
Yep.
What?
Ableton and Pro Tools. Well, Pro Tools, I don't be using it too much, but I got to get back into it because
Corey's gonna bring you over to the Logic dark side, bro.
Logic gang.
Not possible. Not possible.
Logic gang.
No.
Not possible.
Listen, as long as I got Pro Tools, you can get the output you want if you got Pro Tools. You just run it. And the good thing about Ableton, it actually runs with Pro Tools very smooth. You can actually buy Pro Tools with Ableton with it. So.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it pops up like a plugin on Pro Tools, and you just run your beat like that.
Okay.
So it's not if I So
Ableton
is just so worker friendly. Like it's so easy to maneuver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tried a few programs, Fruity Loops. I go all the way back to Music Generator on the PlayStation.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So
I remember that.
I remember when Fruity Loops was first, coming out. It was all good. It was all dope, but the workflow, a lot of people say the workflow is easy on Fruity Loops, but Ableton does a lot of inside stuff for your beats that nobody else really does. You know what I'm saying? To where you don't have to do certain adjustments and do, you know what I mean? Ableton is like, no, I'll do this for you. You know what I'm saying? So
almost built. In a way, I think.
I think that Fruity Loops for me, like I used to use Fruity Loops a lot. When I first started producing, I was using Fruity Loops first. Well, first I started on acid, not the drug. I started making beats on acid, and
that was just all loops, right?
Yeah, it was all loops, but you were able to sample on acid, and then take it over to to your track or whatever. So the first beat I ever made sample Rufus and Shaka Khan taken care of. You be taken care of, or don't get the best of love. But it was such a cheesy sample. But I said that because I started out on acid, then P showed me Fruity Loops, then I had Fruity Loops, and then it was Reason. And so I used to always alternate between Reason and Fruity Loops because when I wanted to sample, I would jump right into Fruity Loops. I have a beat done in like 7 minutes. But when I wanted to actually play something out, Fruity Loops back in the day, the quantize was off. So you had to go move over everything because you couldn't even quantize right away. So you literally would play something in there and then have to go move every single note over. So it was dumb. But yeah, I agree, man. Certain platforms is for certain things, but Ableton, I feel like, is the best for me. I haven't really got into loop sampling on Ableton yet. Like I don't think I've made one loop sample yet. Just because it's not as user friendly as other platforms when it comes to just regular loop sampling. So, but that's my point of view about Ableton.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, most of the DAWs, like if you go to the top like 5, maybe even the top 10 DAWs, you can pretty much do everything you need to do on any of them. They all have their bells and whistles. Corey has shown me a lot of things though on Logic, not for nothing, that kind of are pretty impressive. But who knows? Like I think according to the
he's not switching though, Corey. So relax. You see Corey's face? Corey's like, oh shoot.
I'm pretty sure that Ableton is either number 3 or number 2. I know Fruity Loops is number 1 in terms of just like producers of the world, what's most used. Apparently EDM producers love Fruity Loops. Yeah. Which I didn't, I don't know how it is now, but apparently it's really good for EDM. If you have Apple though, you're supposed to go with Logic. But they do say Ableton is also like the most user friendly, and like everything you said, like people really like Ableton, and the native plugins in Ableton are really good. Whereas you don't really need to use a ton of VSTs with Ableton, like just 2 or 3. You don't, because the native ones are pretty nice if you have the full Ableton suite. But once again, they're all good. Like I kind of want to see what's up with Reason. Like I haven't used Reason in years.
Oh man.
And I want to see how it's stacking up and just messing around with all of them. Like honestly, a lot of producers who I follow say you should learn more than one DAW. Like you should be nice with multiple ones.
With multiple, yeah.
Speaking
Shout out to my boy Quell, man. He uses Samplitude. And that was one of the first ones I started really getting on a computer with too. Is Samplitude. It's dope. It's dope. Like you said, all the DAWs pretty much do what you want them to do. My thing is output quality is different for all of them, I notice. You know, like for me, I think Logic output is nice. The sound output is real nice in Logic. And you never could beat Pro Tools output. So it's like if you could run Ableton, do Pro Tools, you don't really need Logic, bro. You do everything right there. Boom, bam, biff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I kind of hate the silliness of like the diehard on one DAW, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do engage in that though, and just to fuck around.
I hate when people do that, but I'll never leave mine.
I
had to, bro. Pro Tools was just like turtle power, man. It was super. Like you could get a beat done, but it just takes. Well,
that's longer. I mean, I think it still is, but I think things are changing, but I think it's like still industry standard. Like, if you're making, you know, a film score and you show up and say like, okay, and here it is on Ableton, people look at you like, what the fuck are you doing?
I heard some good things about Serato. Serato has a beat program now.
It's called Bitwig.
And I don't know what it's called.
Because I'm on a list right now, and the first one I keep seeing on all the lists is Bitwig.
I heard a little bit of buzz about it, like it's pretty user friendly and you can do a lot of stuff with it. So I was watching some producer online mess around with it.
I saw Just Blaze. Just Blaze was doing a video on it, and he showed how feature it had, where you can adjust the whole track pitch.
Apparently, it's good with auto tempo.
It's amazing with that.
Yo, hold up, y'all.
It was.
We might have to check this joint out, man.
It was.
What up?
Let me just read this first line to you, okay? On this list, on multiple lists, Bitwig is number 1 for DAWs, right? When I read the first line, it says Bitwig Studio was launched in 2014 by a group of former Ableton developers. Son.
But Ableton 9, like the old Ableton,
talks about the customizable workflow, how it's like Ableton, but you're able to customize your workflow based on the kind of track you're making.
Yeah.
Bitwig is Serato.
Shoot, I don't know. I just when I saw former Ableton developers,
ones that got fired.
I've never heard of Bitwig.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
Me either. I just googled the list and it's on like 3 lists I looked at so far. It's number 1.
They're spending money on influencer websites just so you'll be like, what is Bitwig?
Yeah, and they put Logic at number 7.
Logic is dope though. I can't
Logic at numbers. What number is Ableton?
3.
Okay.
And what's number 1?
Bitwig.
And what's number 2?
Fruity Loops is like number 8.
Fruity Loops is number 8
on the list I've seen. I just said you Google it right now. It shows.
Who's number 2?
What is this? Pro 45? What is this?
Pro 45?
Studio 1 4.5.
Studio 1. Yeah. Somebody was telling me about Studio 1. I forgot who it was. They were saying how it's like a beat program, but it's built like Pro Tools, but you can do more with making music. Like actually, chopping up samples, whatever you can do on Ableton. I just don't know how the algorithms run as far as samples and how we like to do stuff. But yeah, I heard it was dope though.
All right, so let's switch the subject really quick. We got a special week next week.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
See, and I don't think anyone really knows what's going on.
I don't either. But yeah, we do. It's always special.
Come next.
It's always
week.
special.
All right, so listen, this is what's happening. Special week 36. It's going to be custom made loop by your boy Cheeky CP.
What?
Tomorrow I'm gonna
Yeah.
send.
Why didn't you tell me about this, Corey? On our phone call about
I'm gonna
it.
send everybody just a 30-second, maybe 1 or 2 guitar and bass tracks, and you guys gotta flip them. Look
Let's
at how
go.
excited P is.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Wait, P, look straight into your camera for 2 seconds. I just want to see if you're watching.
He's definitely watching something else.
No, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at Bitwig.
Yo, stop wearing your glasses when you stream, bro. I'll be like, yo, what?
He's like, yeah, I'm paying
what's the score of the
attention.
game, man? I'm like, yo, what's the score of the game?
of
Let me
the
see people
game?
running through his glasses.
Yo, in peak
Yo, Pete, who
football
was that just
season,
ran through your glasses, bro?
yeah, peak
Oh,
football
man.
season, it was just like you can see the scoreboard on
Yo, if this was Wednesday, we'd be watching him watch Kong versus Godzilla on the
Oh,
screen.
God.
WandaVision be on the screen.
What? I just watched the Max too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Justice League. I just watched that the other day.
Zack Snyder's.
Zack Snyder's is dope.
You watched
dope,
the whole
right?
thing, like
The whole
I'm
thing.
surprised you made it to the stream. It's been like 4 hours.
4 hours, bro. I watched
No
all
need,
4
man.
parts.
Listen,
It's dope, bro.
I
Front.
Is it?
Man, it's
nah,
dope.
man. After Titanic, I swore I'd never sit through another movie that long. That could have been an hour long. I gotta see. I watched an hour of it.
You went to see the Titanic?
with my mom. Man.
Ah.
First of all, listen, I was like
Don't
11
believe
or
him.
12, bro. Who was going to the movie by themselves when Titanic came out? It was on VHS.
The person who was supposed to who took you was supposed to go by themselves.
First of all, man, listen, Denise Fisher took me.
Oh, sorry, Mom.
Yeah, see? She's listening, so she's gonna call you as soon as this is over and yell at you.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, and she covered my eyes when he was painting her naked, but I could see through it. I never told her that till right now.
I ain't getting
Oh,
it.
you always have to peek. Come on. They
She like,
know
don't
what
look. I was like, all right.
Mm.
Word. All right. So listen, next week, Cheeky is gonna have a loop and he's gonna send to us. Now, if you watch this before next week and you want to be down, like you are always welcome to be down with all of our challenges, you gotta send us an email and we will get you the loops that we're going to be using for next week. That way you can be part of this challenge and submit your beat. Cheeky, are they royalty free?
Any major placements need to be cleared by Cheeky
Yes.
CP over here.
You major placements.
Bet. All right. So P, take us home.
Yo, world, thank y'all so much for tuning in to 3 Beats Later. We brought y'all some music. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Also, make sure y'all connect to this email over here, 3bl@3beatslater. If y'all want to send us any music that we would love to play, want to connect to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, holler. And we will be back next week. Make sure y'all stay safe. Make sure y'all stay positive. And make sure y'all show love. Word.
Absolutely. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell, man, because I'm launching my how I made this beat for the full beat, and I might even throw a bonus beat in there. I don't know, but definitely launching that tomorrow. So we're gonna be doing that, breaking them out throughout the week, so we can keep our show time down, to make sure you guys get a chance to see the whole thing. And then for the producers or musicians or artists who want to watch the breakdown, we'll have those throughout the week for each producer. So that way we can make sure that the show get you entertained and get you hyped, get you motivated, get you creative.
Are you not entertained?
Oh, they better be entertained. They hear this long. But thank you for tuning in, locking in with us. And 3 weeks later, we out.